All right, CNT 120, Chapter 4 Lab, we're looking at Part 5 now. We're looking at our IP version 4 header, and along with that, our ICMP version 4 header. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a static IP on both. That way we know the IPs and know what we're working with. So I'm going to set a static IP on my Windows machine. Oh, Windows really big. Let's minimize that a little bit. So I'm going to come in here to my network and sharing. I will select my Ethernet 3. I will go to my properties and I will select IP4 properties, and I'm going to set an IP address that I want to use. 192.168.10. I'm going to use my machine number 25. I will apply that, and then I am going to do a command prompt verify. I'll do an IP config and I'll verify that just to make sure that is applied. Excellent. And I'm going to do the same thing on my Linux machine. Open my network settings here. I will shut the NIC off, go set a static IP, 192.168.10. Now I don't want to duplicate, so I'm going to do 125. I don't want to have duplicate IP addresses there. There we go. I will apply that. I'll turn my NIC on and I'll verify it there. And I'm also going to verify here as well. IFconfig. Excellent. Now, what I'm eventually going to be doing is pinging between the two and capturing. So I'm going to do a real super quick test ping right now just to make sure we have communication, and we do. My Linux is able to ping my Windows IP address. Excellent. So, after I set the IP, verify, make sure all that's good. I did a simple test ping. Now what I'll do on my Windows machine is I'm actually going to capture those pings. So here was my three-way handshake from the last time. I'll clear that. I'm going to start a new capture. I'm going to issue some pings from the Linux machine to the Windows, let a couple go, and then I will stop my capture, or start my ping. I'll stop my ping and then I'll stop my capture. And I now should have some pings from my Linux to my Windows. That's what I should be seeing. So I'll apply a filter for that, and I'm going to look for those. So I'll apply a filter for ICMP. And I should see some echo requests and echo replies. So over here now what we're going to look at is we want to look at one of the ICMP requests in there, and we're going to look specifically at some information on our IP header. So I'll look at one of the requests. This was going from the Linux to the Windows. In my middle window down here, I'll open my ICMP header and see that's an echo request. And I have a little bit of information on here, but really my header is the type, code, and checksum field. That's really what we have in here, and then the data. That's all that's really here on our ICMP header. So I'm going to look at that real quick, and then I'm also going to look at my IP4 header too. I actually kind of did this backwards. I had you look at the ICMP header down there, but okay. We'll look at the IP version 4 header now. So I'll close the ICMP and I'll open the IP version 4. Now if I look at my header fields, I see first header field is the version field, IP version 4. Header length of 20 bytes. Diff services, this is kind of like a priority kind of field. Total length for the whole thing. Here's the ID field in case it did get fragmented. Right now it's set for don't fragment. So there's my flags field. TTL of 64. Protocol inside of ICMP. Here's the header checksum. And then the source and destination IP. Source IP and destination IP. So there's my IP version 4 fields. Those should look like what you saw in your book. Then I had you do the ICMP header fields down here too. Okay. In this case, I have you look at the. I'll do it again real quick. Here's your echo request, and then the next packet here is the echo reply. Reply going back, since I highlighted the next one in line down here. Good. What we're going to do now is we're going to do another flow graph and save this for proof of looking at our IP version 4 header as well as our ICMP header. So we'll go to statistics. We'll go to flow graph again. Oops. Click the wrong option there. We'll go to flow graph. We will do display filter, and I should see the ping request reply, ping request, ping reply. And I can save that to my desktop as my IP version 4. I think I called IP version 4 ICMP capture. So I will call this IPv4 ICMP I'll do v4 behind it as well. And that is my capture on that guy. And we'll have that set or saved for submission to D2L. The only thing left to do is put our IP addresses back to dynamic. So I will come in here and I will go network and sharing, Ethernet 3, and I will set this back for dynamic so it picks up an IP address from the DHCP server. Excellent. He should be happy now, and I'll do the same thing on my Linux machine over here. There we go. We'll go to our network settings. We'll shut our NIC off. Remember, the only quirk on this guy is what I need to do on this one is before I go automatic, I need to make sure I delete all of these lines. And then I will go to automatic, apply, turn it back on, and I should be picking up a 172. There is the IP version 4 part of our lab.